Hello and welcome to the London Club. Now in this video we have 10 top tips that are going to help you break 100.
We look at everything from what clubs you have in your bag, some mental tips and how to get out of trouble.
Yeah, let's head out onto the golf course here at the London Club and look at our first tip on our list. So the first tip on our list, number 10, is about relaxing between shots. Yeah. Now golf is, for a lot of people, myself included, quite stressful at times.
I can join that club.
Yeah, but it's crucial that you don't get kind of caught up at trying to focus for large periods, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like golf's one of them sports we perceive there's a lot to think about over the shot, and for sometimes there is. So it's about concentrating at the right point.
Okay, so how do you do it then? How do you switch off? Because that's the key, isn't it?
We've seen a trend of all the top players now. They have like one of their best friends on the bag or a companion on the bag. So having someone that you can relate to and talk to is key. Now, for most of us, we don't have a caddy.
I don't have a caddy.
But we play with our friends on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
So having a chat with them whilst walking around from the tee to the green, and then when you get close to your ball, then switch on.
Yeah.
Not having to concentrate for 4.5 hours, you're just doing 30 to 40-second stints.
And I guess it's important to remember this, particularly when you sides get nervous. If you've got a good score going, maybe with a few holes to go.
I can imagine this shot, one of the last few holes here in your round, you've missed the green on a par 3, it's a difficult chip. You want to be fully concentrated on it.
Yeah, you could have been thinking about it for 5 minutes while you're walking here. It's maybe not a great preparation.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so a really simple tip, try and focus when you need to and relax when you don't need to be concentrating. So the next tip for golfers looking to break 100 is to avoid three-putting. Okay, we all do it, doesn't matter what handicap you are, everyone does it. But Alex, what do you think the mistakes are that cost people in this scenario?
I think when we get to a distance like we've got now, we just sort of go onto the green, oh yeah, it's about this, hit the putt away. A bit of autopilot comes into play.
Yes, so we've put up some alignment sticks around the flag. And what are you trying to do then from here?
All I want you to focus on is getting it inside that bin lid, that 3-foot range, where actually we make our next putt as stress-free as possible.
Okay, go on then, so
this is a little bit uphill, right to left, so I know I'm aiming a little bit right of the hole. I'm trying to die it into that space. I always picture that ball dying near the hole, not accelerating too far past.
Yeah, okay. Perfect, and if you can get, I mean, this just shows you that if you can get the pace right, the odd one will drop in the hole, but the crucial point is, scenarios like this, make them stress-free, get it down in 2, you'll keep your score ticking over. Tip number 8 is so important, and it's about developing a fairway finder. So every golf course you'll ever play, there will be holes on that course that you don't fancy the look of off the tee. You're worried about losing the ball off the tee, or you're just worried about hitting a bad shot. So every golfer needs to find a fairway finder.
Yep.
How do you do it, Alex?
I think there's sort of 2 scenarios we can look at here. Doing it with a driver, preferably. Now, if you're not comfortable with driver, finding a club, like maybe a fairway wood, that allows you to hit that fairway and you've got more confidence. But I guess the main thing is just going in the range, finding a swing with some nice rhythm, with a club that gives you a repeatable shot. Okay,
so what are you going to, how are you?
I'm going down that route of, I think most golfers have a bit of a love-hate relationship with driver, but their fairway wood, their 5 wood, their 3 wood, is probably something that they get on with more often than not. Okay. Just because it's a bit shorter, a bit more loft.
Okay, so what's the swing thought that you would have when you're on a fairway, like a hole like this, bunkers everywhere, tricky shot? What's the fairway finding swing for you?
I just put my 7-iron rhythm on it.
Okay.
So for me, that getting good rhythm gives me a better chance of squaring that face. With driver, I'm more prone to giving it a bit of a welly.
Yes.
So rhythm is key, and don't overcomplicate it too much. Most people, if you're balanced through the shot, you're going to hit a better shot than if you're unbalanced. Okay.
Well, show us your 7-iron rhythm then with you.
So I'll have 2 practice swings. 1, 2. Most people are comfortable with 7-iron, right? And we're in. Count for the wind a little bit. It's off the left today. And then put that rhythm on.
Yeah, very good. I think actually it doesn't really matter what the club is or what the swing thought is, but the key thing is you need to practice it. You need to go to the range, you need to groove it so that when you are stood in a position like this, it's not alien, it's not new to you, you've done it before, you've repeated it, and then you might just produce a shot like that one. So this one is about bag setup and the clubs that you choose to carry. Alex, what's the advice here for people?
I think really nice and simple. I prefer most golfers to carry a 5-wood over a 3-wood, a little bit more loft, a little bit shorter club, and then hybrids over long irons, just a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, I mean, it's that simple. If you can do those things, you should find a setup that's just that bit more forgiving, that's going to let you get away with the odd dodgy swing and not going to cost you too much while you're out on the course. Okay, so number 6 on our list is about pressure and how you handle pressure on the golf course. It's something that we all need to do. It might well be that the first tee shot's incredibly nerve-wracking, but then there's also going to be holes like this one. This is the 9th hole here at the Heritage Course in London Club, really tough par 4. And you might want to go for your fairway finder, Alex, that we've already discussed, but equally you might want to just hit driver because it's such a tough hole. In this scenario, when you need to do it most, what can we do to hit a good shot?
That's the golden nugget, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we're looking to break 100, right, this scenario here, we're probably going to have 2 shots. So that's going to hopefully calm us down a little bit. But the key thing here is not just to pick your club, rush and just get it over and done with because you don't feel comfortable.
Yes, which I have definitely done in my past, for sure.
And if we actually look at golf, we want to be in scenarios where we're playing good golf and we're not feeling comfortable, because that means we're doing something different. We're playing well, right?
Right, okay.
So I want you to think about aiming really small. So if you aim really at a small target rather than just a general fairway, if you just miss a small target by a little bit, you're still going to be okay.
So we're going to talk later in this video about how to aim, but in this particular scenario, what are you aiming at, and what's your kind of miss, I guess?
So, for example here, trouble looks to be more left. So I'm going to take something that's a very small target to the right of the trouble.
Okay.
So I'm going to hone really in small. So if I take this tree straight down, I've got the one that sticks up a little bit more, I'm going to use that. I know if I miss just a little bit left, I'm okay, but equally, if I miss just a little bit right, I'm still okay as well.
Okay, so aim small, miss small, still end up on the fairway.
Exactly.
Let's see if it works, Alex.
Here we go.
Bingo, slight cut off that mark, middle of the fairway, no trouble. Aiming small, it really is very important, and it could help you in a scenario like this. This one is all about club selection. And I think, Alex, we've chosen this particular hole here at the London Club for a very good reason. So we've got water short of the green, and most golfers would know in this scenario to do what?
Take one club more, avoid going short.
Yes, and the problem is that how often do you take the same approach on holes where there isn't water short, but there is other trouble like bunkers or other things that might be short of the green?
Well, where do most club golfers finish, even on a good strike? Short, right?
Yes.
So they don't take that advice. So like what we're saying here is, think that you're always in a scenario like this. Like there's water short or the trouble short, put the bunker in the same category, take one more club and make sure you're in the green.
Yes, so that you are avoiding failing to carry the front of the green, which is the big mistake I think a lot of players make, right? So, Alex, you've got 153, and you would usually hit
7-iron usually.
So I will look for your 6-iron. There you go.
Thank you.
Now, being a pro, I expect this to finish close to the flag.
Feel a bit of pressure. And even this is a tough one with the wind into as well. You might have to adjust that even further sometimes.
Lovely contact. Very good shot. But has it made the green? Yes, pin high. So number 4 on our list is developing the punch shot, being able to hit a shot when you're in a scenario like this.
Yeah.
How do you play it?
So essentially, if we want the ball to go lower, we need to lower the loft of our club, so use less loft, lower the loft of our club at impact, and hit down on it more. That's going to lower the launch.
Okay, so set up to the ball then. Explain to me what you do at address.
How I would do with this is I would put the ball towards the back of my stance. That allows me to hit down it more. I'd grip down on it. Now with that ball going towards the back of my stance, that's going to encourage a bit more forward shaft lean, taking some loft off the club. Now all I want you to feel is you're going to keep your weight left throughout and just make a bit of a slower swing. And I always like to feel it's more of like a curtailed follow through with my chest pointing to target rather than this nice full follow through on a full shot.
Okay, go on then, let's have a look at it.
So this is a real toughie actually, because we're not too far from the green. So I've gone 8-iron and I'm trying to picture that ball flying through this window here, down and running up.
Yeah.
So ball back, hands forward, grip down.
Well, it clipped the tree, but it's like, you know, as Alex said, it's a really tricky shot. And I think the key thing is, often in a scenario like this, the punch shot is really important, but it's about getting yourself back into play. So not trying to do too much with it, just get yourself back in the game and then take it from there. The punch shot is a really important shot for golfers, no matter what their handicap. Okay, so number 3 on our list. It's a simple one, but it's so important, is knowing exactly how to aim the club. Yeah. Alex, what's the advice here?
I mean, what I think is always coming to the range and pressing the reset button occasionally, where you can get into bad habits that creep in at time after time of aiming a little bit right or a little bit left, and there's nothing worse, is there, right? Ripping a swing, feeling an amazing swing out the middle, and the ball's just sailing in the wrong direction. Yeah,
and I guess the point here is that if you aim wrong, then suddenly your swing path is out and you can get other faults that creep into the game. So it really is important to get this 100%, right.
100%, yeah.
So how do you do it?
So I always have a bit of a process. I always come to the range and I'll place one alignment stick down first. That's my ball to target line. So we've chosen this red flag down here. I would then put my feet line, which runs parallel to that. Now, this is getting me to have 2 parallel lines. On the golf course, if we're drawing or fading, we would slightly aim different to that, but use this as like a coming back to neutral reset button. So now I can stand over here. I've also used the line of my ball to extend that line, address the ball, make sure everything's neutral, and you know what? It might feel like you're aiming a bit left, or it might feel like you're aiming now a bit right, but it's getting ball to target line, then shoulders, feet, hips, and knees running parallel.
Yeah, take pride in getting this part right. If you do, it will definitely pay off. Okay, so number 2 on our list is to have 2 different short game shots up your sleeve. 2 that you feel really comfortable with. One, Alex, is a chip and run.
Yep.
You'll be able to find advice on how to hit the chip and run on the Golf Monthly website. Alex, I'm sure you'll have some content on your YouTube channel about how to do it. But we're now going to look at how to hit a bunker shot, because this is so important. You're going to face it.
Yeah.
A lot of golfers struggle with it, so give us a tip, Alex.
So first thing, choose your most lofted club. I tend to buy wedges that have a lot of bounce. This helps the club sort of glide through the sand. Also, I think it's all to do with setup, really. If we set up to this club correctly, we've got a better chance of hitting it good. So nice, quickly here and simple, dig your feet in. We've got ball position, a club head inside the left heel. We want to then grip it with the face open, sit down and left, and all I want you to do is feel like you're sliding that club underneath it with some speed.
Okay, go on then.
Just like that.
Yeah, and you'll notice, I mean, Alex has swung at that really quite hard.
Yeah.
It's just popped it straight up into the air, loads of control, not gone very far. It's a simple way to do it, but it does take some practice. Put some time into it, it will really pay off. Okay, so our number 1 top tip for breaking 100, Alex, is to break the round up into small segments.
Yeah.
Explain what people should be doing here.
I mean, most people who are trying to break 100, they'll go out there going, right, okay, well, I've got to do this and this on each 9. And that whole focus is coming to that end score. So breaking that round into 6 sets of 3, you can set your little self a target on those sets, reset after 1, go on the next.
Right, okay, so it might well be that you look at the first 3 holes and think they're 3 of the hardest holes on the golf course. Try to get away from there no more than 4 over par or something.
Exactly like that. But also, equally, if you have a bad set of 3, don't let that impact the 9 holes. Because most people go, oh, I'll reset after the 9th. We'll start again on the 10th.
Yeah.
Reset after 3, start again. But equally, if you have a good set of 3, don't get too far ahead of yourself and start trying to chase it even more. Yeah,
so managing a score across 18 holes is a lot to do. Managing the same score over 3 hole chunks is much more achievable. Give it a go. Okay, so that's our look at our top 10 tips to break 100. Breaking 100 is such an important barrier that so many golfers are looking to get through. If you can just do a few of those things that Alex said, not many of them very technical, all of them really, really useful. They should really help. If you think there's anything that we've missed that you have used in the past that really helps you, leave some comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. But that's it for now from the London Club. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.